I enjoy about clowns, I think they're very talented actually, because when clowns get together at the circus, they can do things that are very funny, like they can throw custard pies at each other and things in a very funny way to make a lot of people laugh, and you have to be very talented to be able to do that. You have to be an entertainer.
No, oh my goodness, no way. They're so horrible. They're really frightening, and I think a lot of people are scared of clowns.
And they're very funny actually.
They don't look like they're happy. You know, the way they're painted smiles and their hair. And I don't like the music, that that horrible roundabout music with, oh no, clowns are not my...
You see, I've had a lot of things wrong with me. I mean, I'm always going to the doctors, and you get there and you find out, there's queues to wait all the time, isn't there? Most of the time, and then, doctors a lot of the time waiting in queues, and, most of the time you spend most of your time in the doctors waiting, don't you?
Well, I'm sorry, I'm one of these. I go to the doctor when it's generally necessary. I mean, I ain't one of these goes for every pill, potion and tablet that there is. If I know what's the matter with me, I expect the doctor to do something about it. I won't be fobbed off by them.
Well, it's these heart palpitations I get. You see, you never know when they're going to come, and they just... You got your heart jumping about all over the place.
I can't do with sputum, and I can't do very much with feet. I can't do anything with anybody's feet. I can't have all on doing anything with my own, and sputum really makes my stomach turn over. I don't mind vomit.
That's what I got now. I've got throat swelling now. I've got the tablets for that at the moment as well.
I could have had a DVT, couldn't I, laid in bed all that time, but as I said, they gave me an anticoagulant. Anyway, I'm here to tell the story, so there's people worse off than I am, and I can walk about all right.
You see, I've had a lot of things wrong with me. There was big problems with my eyes at one stage. I went in about my eyes on a lot of times and had to go to see specialists, and you see that. But what they do is they clamp your head in a big clamp, and they want to bounce things on your eyeballs.
I've got a small scar on my forehead where a child threw a brick at me. Well, it seemed like a brick at the time. And I've got a scar here.
I have no scars whatsoever anywhere. Have I? In fact, you count that as a scar. It's only a little...
Well, it is a scar, yeah.
Well, I don't count it as a scar, so...
Do you not?
No.
Dr. Bewers, he was very good, that boy. I think he was the first one that told me, some of the many things that was wrong with me. I had a problem with the inner ear and asthma, what I had for a long time.
I really look forward to going to work because I really enjoy working with people that have got difficulties and struggles, and I feel like I can make a difference.
Now, when I was very young and first went with the folks, if there was 4 or 5 hooligans, sort of standing in the way, they would be told to move. And God help them if they didn't move. They'd get a bite on the bum, and probably a smack round the ear hole with a cape, from the policeman.
They use mice, don't they, for things?
What, eyeliner?
It's not nice, really, is it?
What, lipstick on a Yorkshire Terrier?
Oh, no.
You cannot have an effective working police dog which is non-aggressive. As they get older, all they want to do is be the leader of the pack. It's their instinct. And every now and again, he probably just challenges me for the leadership of the pack. So every now and again we have a little tete-a-tete.
I feel that if I've given my best performance and it's a good one, then obviously I get the reward, the pat on the back, knowing that you've tried to do your best for your coach. They've given you the training, the least you can do.
You start Monday, Tuesday, you do mornings. Wednesday, Thursday, you do afternoons. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you do nights. But you don't. I've done this. You don't know if you're coming or going. Every 2 days, you've got to change your sleep pattern. It's awful.
But if you work every day and you're doing something you don't enjoy, then life must be so miserable, you know. And if you're doing something you don't enjoy, I don't know why you don't just give it up and do something you do enjoy, because, you know, you may as well enjoy life because you don't live for very long. So you may as well enjoy what you're doing when you are working. And I really enjoy what I do. And if I ever did something that I didn't enjoy, then I'd give it up immediately and do something that I really did enjoy, because I like to enjoy life, you know.
When I retire from racing, I don't even like to think about it. I feel that each day I can run, touch wood, with injury-free conditions, then I'll run till I drop. Tactics are very important in a race.
Slugs, in my opinion, they're ugly-looking things. But they're probably eating other creatures, aren't they? So they're probably doing your garden good to leave them.
I don't think they are actually doing your garden good.
Are they not?
They're eating... If they eat your leaves
I
and
know
things,
nothing about
they can wreck
gardening.
your plants.
Can
That's
they?
why they make slug pellets.
Oh well, yeah, you're
They
right.
don't make worm pellets.
Silly old me, I know.
You know, if I have too much chocolate, I get a bit fat and I put on a lot of weight.
The main staple diet for runners is...
I used to go around the back of shops, supermarkets, going down the back of the skips to get
No
the
problem.
chocolates out. Yeah, I've eaten food that's been a week old and whatever. Anything from frozen to tins. I used to find all sorts of food in the skips. I was like liberating it.
I think I've ate more lead shot than I've certainly ate oysters. I think that's probably, I don't know, it's probably why my brain's a bit funny, or, yeah.
Dog and cat food.
It smells absolutely disgusting,
Well,
doesn't
it's
it?
very strong.
Horrible.
It's very strong.
Oh, I don't think I'd like to eat a sheep's eyeball or an intestine of a cow or something like that. But if you've got all these sort of intestines and all these sort of, you know, not so appetising bits of animals, then they mix it all up in a mixer and then they call it
Whelks mussels. That's like eating slugs.
Is it?
Oysters and stuff.
I've never
Brilliant.
tasted a slug.
Ugh, sliding down your gullet.
But you don't eat slugs,
Like
do you?
eating a slug.
Well, how do you know when you've never had one?
That's how I would imagine it to be.
Actually, beans gives me wind and lemonade makes me burp.
I think, yeah, go for things that are obvious. Dogs and cats and the like. I mean, there's all sorts of people, they have things in their bathrooms and all sorts, don't they? Alligators and that sort of thing. Wouldn't have it in my bathroom, I can say. Nope, wouldn't.
Dogs are just stupid. People go on about how...
stupid as stick insects. Stick insects are the most stupid creatures in the world. I mean, look at me pretending to be a log, isn't that clever? Oh, I'm a little twig, isn't that great? I mean, dogs are far better than that.
I don't know. A lot of old nonsense, I think, really. So, I mean, you need to spend proper amounts of money on things, but you see some of these dogs that people have about. No, I don't think you need to spend a lot on them.
We went to a friend's last weekend and this poor little hamster's in this wheel thing for its exercise.
Well, it had a little car. It was a Volkswagen
Yeah.
Beetle with a wheel in the middle, and it actually, by working the wheel, moved across the carpet.
Poor old hamsters running round on the wheel. Why do they do it? Because they're as daft as a 2-bob watch, I should think. Them poor bloody hamsters thinking, I could get out of here in about 2 minutes flat. And then they find out they ain't going nowhere. Just like the rest of us. We're all on the bloody wheel ourselves, aren't we?
I think cats make good pets.
There's quite a lot of cats with bad breath, though. That's what I don't like about them.
Cats?
Yeah.
I like stick insects. I once got a train journey with me and 2 stick insects. It was brilliant.
I know, and I very much like a stick insect, but not as a intellectual conversationalist. I mean, hey, have you seen my log impression? Yes. You know, doesn't go much further than that, does
No,
it?
stick insects don't have a developed vocal tract. That wouldn't happen. I think, though, dogs are stupid.
They sort of been on and off the shelf, as they say, really. There's been a time when I thought I was on the shelf, and then I got took off again.
I want the price ticket on myself.
No, not at all.
No,
I wouldn't even sell you.
I wouldn't sell you either.
Ah.
Ah.
And so I'm nicely happy now in my life, having been took off the shelf, and that's like a nice family that I'm in now, and that's very comfortable sort of feeling.
Jill has a tendency, most mornings actually, to claim that at some point during the previous night, I farted very loudly.
Some things aren't worth thinking about, are they like that?
Not all birds stay up in the air, do they?
No, they don't.
If you dropped an emu out of an aircraft, it wouldn't stay in the air, would it?
No.
I'd like to be a bird.
I don't know, something like an Andean condor. Lots of space, you know, sort of.
Big birds of prey, something like that.
Soaring above the mountains and just looking down and looking for your dinner.
Nice big albatross.
No more like being reincarnated as a sparrow.
Actually, I find that one of the most relaxing sounds there is, birds singing.
Yeah, lovely.
I don't believe in aliens, really. I don't believe in strange people and strange creatures and strange anything, because God wouldn't create anything that's not perfect and that's abnormal and strange.
Well, what is a UFO?
You know what a UFO is?
What does it stand for?
I can't remember. Something. What is it?
An unidentified flying object? No, I've never seen one of those. I don't even know what one is.
So anything that you don't identify that flies past you is a UFO, isn't it? So basically, if it's a bird that you don't recognise, what's that? You get the book out, you can't identify it. That was a UFO, wasn't it?
No, you're being silly.
Well, the difference between cats and dogs. Cats don't wag their tail like a dog, and yes, they do. Sometimes they do. They don't go. Oh no, they don't do that. And they don't sit and go. And they don't fetch balls as well as dogs.
One's got a waggy tail and a cold nose, and the claws are like totally contracted all the time, whereas the other one contract their claws and it's got sharper teeth and pointed ears.
Which one's which?
The cats are the ones with contracted jaws and sharp teeth and the sharp pointed ears.
Excuse me. I think I'm an oddity. I've got a foot in both camps, really, and I appreciate either animal for very different qualities.
I like dogs better than cats, though.
I don't.
They seem to be more friendly somehow. Dogs like greet you, whereas cats just sit, they can sleep for so long. No.
Cats can appear to be lazy, but I don't think they are.
They have big claws, like bears, and they look like bears.
They just sit about all day and get fed and go meow, 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 meow.
I find cats, they claw the carpet a lot. They're a complete nuisance, actually.
Meow,
I think you get more out of a dog in response.
Well, they're more interesting, aren't
I
they?
think they're thicker than cats, personally.
Do you?
I do.
And I go, shut up.
I used to be a chaser myself, but I mean, it's about what?
It's all about competitiveness, you know what I mean? You see these blokes and like, it's like I said, they've been let off a lead. You know what I mean? Like,
It's
and
like,
then, like,
it's like
it's just more than life, man.
Watching hounds after a hare, you know what I mean? It's just...
I've been bitten by dogs, I've been bitten by cats, I've been bitten by... Oh, you name it, I'll claim it.
Once I was walking past a house and the door suddenly flew open and a dog with a head the size of Albania jumped out, and its teeth were an inch away from my face and its mouth was so big I could have lived inside that mouth quite comfortably, and I was nearly killed.
I've been chased by a Great Dane, a slavering big thing, and it frightened me. I've been bitten by a beagle. I've been chased by an old English sheepdog, which was, I would say that was a springboard into me becoming a Christian.
Mm. You always say dogs come sniffing at your private parts.
Do I?
That's one thing you always say.
Well, they told me they're not, that they're just being affectionate.
Dogs wag their tails to get the smell of their farts away, and the cat just walks around with its tail in the air.
Dogs I like very much because of their great intelligence and loyalty generally, and just so animated and, you know, great chums.
I don't think I've ever had fleas. I think the closest I ever got was scabies, and that was quite bad enough. So you would entirely cover your body from head to toe with this alcohol solution. And there was always this sort of nagging doubt that some part of your anatomy would catch light like a fuse, and it would just be an enormous blue puff.
I think the best thing to do is to put on some flea powder, which you get from the vet. But it's probably not a good idea to have a good scratch, because that makes it red and raw and a bit rough and everything.
You know, I've never had any breed that's been a kind of a pampered, you know, pooch, you know.
They breed these mutant dogs, don't they, and give them awards for how mutated they look. And if it's a perfect mutant, it's got a pedigree. But if you crossbreed it with another mutant, it's called a mongrel.
Most pedigree dogs, to get them perfect, they've got things wrong with them. It's either the bull terrier, the bulldog can hardly breathe because they bred into them, that flattened face. It's a bulldog, innit? And a lot of the breeds have suffered when they show a cross.
They look ridiculous with silly bowls. Looks stupid.
I'm certainly a loyal companion, but I have to say I've been let down a lot too in my life. I might be very loyal, but I do, like my father said before me. He said, you trust everybody once. And that's what I do. I trust everybody once, no matter who they are. So I'm loyal to the point of disloyalty.
Cats, on the other hand, they are the clever ones. They give humans nothing.
I'm not a cat person. No, they're not loving enough, and they hiss a bit, and they don't do anything. They just wee all over the garden and leave brown stains all over the grass and just make a nuisance of themselves.
I've defecated outside, of course I have. You know what I mean?
If you step in dog mess, then it's not very hygienic, and it's not very it's just not nice.
You kind of get an antennae. The slightest thing kind of, you know what's going on over there? Sidestep it. And if you can't sidestep it, make sure you come through it.
Because at the end of the day, cats, when they go to the toilet, they clean up and they cover up after them. And that has got to be a sign of higher intelligence.
That's a dirty, filthy business, and that ought to be stopped totally.
I think dogs are more, for a start, I think they smell more. Whereas a cat, you can leave a cat to it. Whereas with a dog...
Yeah, but if you've got a burglar coming in your house, at least a dog makes a noise.
Yeah, but you could throw the cat at the burglar.
That's a silly thing to say. Dogs are more interesting. And that's the end of it.
No, it's not the end of it.
We'll just have to agree to disagree then.
And I've got a lovely smile, as my mum says. So, I look good for my age too.
No. No, I think I'm...
No. I like seeing friends and just sort of taking it easy and just sort of being comfortable but not extravagant.
I'm just like sitting down, eating, drinking, being merry, really.
Christmas. I love... I go everywhere at Christmas time with my mistletoe attached to my glasses, and then I can kiss all the chaps that I've come in contact with. I managed to get the caretaker. Well, I didn't manage to catch him because I had my mistletoe on, and he was in the car park, and I went up to him and I showed him my mistletoe, and he ran, and he's a really fast runner, and I couldn't catch him.
As I get older, I like hearing Christmas carols, and that's quite nice sometimes. But if it's cold at Christmas and snow on the ground, it's lovely that side of it.
I think it should go back to the way it was, like the old pagan days.
Yeah.
Christmas.
Celebrating nature, just sit down with a big plate of organic food. That'll do.
Midwinter's feast on winter solstice.
I think even if you hate turkey, you've got to have it at Christmas. I think it's the law.
It's delicious turkey.
Turkey butties, a bit of stuffing on it, you can't beat it, innit?
And a bit of cranberry sauce on mine.
No, you can't beat that.
As far as the exchanging of presents goes, well, I've given up with that idea.
I think people get more stupid with their money at Christmas. The amount of stuff that people buy, I think people buy things just for the sake of buying them. They don't actually think, this is useful, you know what I mean?
You can get like a stocking, like a selection box, but a selection stocking for pets.
Well, that's different than selling your cat a card, isn't it? Because what can a cat do with a Christmas card?
Yeah, I can imagine a farmer sending a card to his herd.
For the cow at Christmas.
Not to be confused with the wife or anything.
It's nice giving things. I came across an old saying. I love old sayings. They last because they're true. The grasping hand is never full. To be full, the hand has to give.
Well, it's Blackpool. Little stick of Blackpool rock. Get that on George Formby, don't you? My little stick of Blackpool rock.
I think the favourite beach that I do is right up there where you can see the cliffs at Scarborough, where the donkey ride. It's on the south side, on the north side. I think that's the nicest part, and Bridlington Beach. But I think the Scarborough Beach is the nicest one that I've ever been to.
What I love is just splashing in the waves, and it's really cold, and you just jump in the sea, swim around in there, and it's just really nice.
I've always felt uncomfortable with hot weather. I don't like hot weather. I don't like it. So, and you don't either.
No, I can't.
So we're agreed on that.
I can't sunbathe for very long because I had a very hot summer. I got sunstroke, and I can't sit out for too long. I can sit for so long. I sit for an hour, get some plenty of cream on, but after that I start feeling sick and I've got to come in.
At the end of the day, what's it doing? It's cooking you, isn't it? The sun is actually cooking you.
Plus I
That's
get
why you
heat
go
rash.
brown. Flat.
If I'm in it for 10 minutes, I get a heat rash.
When the baby was born, I looked at the baby and it was all wrinkly and old looking. And I thought, ooh, what is that?
Introduce yourselves, first of all.
I'm Brian.
And I'm Keith.
We're brothers.
Brothers, man, by blood, not by just the name. As brothers go, he's cool. As his unique ways, let's say. You know?
Right.
As everybody does.
He's very intelligent. He knows everything you're telling him. That's what I like mostly about him. You can tell him to go to his bowl and he'll go and he'll pick out a treat himself and he'll wander off and he'll eat it. And whatever you tell him, he'll understand sometimes better than a human. And he never ever does it on the pavement.
Pet hates. What do I hate? Pet hates. I don't hate too much. I'm annoyed by certain things. So can we go for pet annoyances? Yeah, instead of hates. Yeah, that's better.
If there's something that annoys you, something that gets on your nerves, something that is the one thing that sets you off, that is a pet hate.
Yeah, annoyances.
Annoyances.
Yeah, what annoys you? You. Okay, fine. I think that wraps up that question. Can we move on to the next one now?
No, let's elaborate. Let's find out why I find you annoying.
It is very self-righteous, actually.
No.
You
No,
are.
I'm
You
not
always
having
think
that.
you're right.
No,
I like to
no.
get the last word.
No, that's not right.
Well, I think you do think you're right.
No, I've changed a lot.
But there you're doing it now, saying I'm wrong, so you're right.
Well, I'm hardly going to say, oh yes, I am self-righteous.
Not in a horrible way, though.
Oh, what's a nice way of being
I
self-righteous?
don't know, it's
then?
just you. I'm just used to you being like that.
Right. Self-righteous? No. No.
It's just like if you're driving down the motorway, now they sling bleeding coke cans out the window at 60 and 70 mile an hour.
Do they?
Yeah, that's happened to me 2 or 3 times in the last couple of months. All of a sudden some practice slings a coke can out the window and it goes bouncing along and goes past your window about 70 mile an hour. And hope as you're driving along that the thing don't bounce on your motor, innit? Because you end up with dents everywhere. You end up with hammer finish. Hammer finish motor.
No, I'm afraid I can't do an impression of Naomi Campbell. That one? Just like that, just like that. Just like that. No, I can't do an impression of Kate Moss either, I'm sorry. Yeah. Doing her just like that, shall we? Just like that. Or just like that, just like that.
This is Robert De Niro as a New York cop. Give me 1 donut, 2 coffees. Okay, make that heavy on the mayo. I could do a Scouser.
I think Julia Roberts would be quite an American voice. Holy, how are you today? How are things going? That would be my impression of Julia Roberts.
His impressions are sometimes quite cruel. Don't like him. It's being stupid now. That won't be used on the thing, will it?
What's the neighbourhood like round here, both of you?
Down in the ghetto, that's where the life is so cold.
We don't live in the ghetto. It's an inner city we live in.
It's an urban redevelopment scheme. The council really wants to know.
Urban.
You know what I mean?
Remember, state the word.
That was built by boys who knew how to build houses in the 1950s, because that's built with brick. See? A lot of these houses you see now, they're just thrown up. This one was built putting one brick on top of the other. I think I'm here permanent now. Absolutely permanent.
And what do you mean by that, kind sir?
What do you mean, substance? Substance? What's a substance?
Subsidence.
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 Yeah.
Subsidence.
You're lean.
Yeah, I'm lean. Yeah, I've got a leaning problem. Yeah.
No, you mean if... What do you mean, Dad?
Because I like to call myself lucky. But having your house struck by lightning on the first day when you move in seems to me that ain't such a lucky thing.
The Jane Fonda workout video has been on. I have actually joined in once or twice, but at my age now I've gone a bit stiff.
I think your mind fitness is more important.
Yeah,
Mental
mind and body fitness.
Mental fitness is more important than your body fitness.
Just go back to sports quickly.
Mhm.
Did you ever do sports to impress the opposite sex at all?
No, I wouldn't want to impress the opposite sex with sport because I think they just spoils us.
I went to an animal rescue charity in a very deprived part of northwest London. And I took one look at her, and something happened. It was one look, absolutely one look.
It's lovely being in love. It makes you all twinkly and it makes you all happy. And sometimes I can't think straight, do you know what I mean? Because I'm thinking of him.
I'd never worried about size or shape. I've lived with mongrels for half my life. And suddenly here was I, head over heels, in love or what?
No, actually, he's not too bad. He's not that unsavoury a person. I think he's all right.
Thank you.
I'm really intolerant.
I'm not that unsavoury a person.
How many hours do you reckon you could stay awake for?
Well, yesterday, I can use as an example. I stayed awake for 8.5 hours. I did.
8.5?
Yeah.
Wow.
I heavy breathe at night.
No, man, you snore.
I don't snore.
You've always snore.
No, I don't snore.
You snore.
I don't snore. I don't snore.
You do.
Why
are you doing that? I'm telling you, I've
heavy
heard
breathe.
you snoring, right? And you won't believe it. I'm not gonna lie to you about something like that. You snore, man.
I don't snore.
You do, like a pig.
I've never heard a pig snore. If you don't get your sleep, don't approach him. Really, don't approach him until he's. It's like seriously, forget about brown grizzly bears, but they don't do damage. Keep low.
What about you when you're tired? You're just like the living dead. I talk to Francis comatose. Can't do that.
No, I don't do that. I don't do that crazy stuff.
If you're tired enough, you'll sleep anywhere. Doesn't matter where it is, as long as it's warm and dry.
That's all you need, really. Slept in fields, stuff like that.
Tunnels.
Under motorway bridges.
Slept in the middle of motorways, actually, a couple of times. Yeah.
Open the door, Daddy. I'm sleeping. Daddy, let me in. Daddy, let me in. Hey, get out of my bed. You know what time it is? It's 12 o'clock.
Do not make eye contact.
Hay, lots of hay and cows. Hey.
Describe communication.
Urban is the new language. Look at Bling. Who's saying Bling now? Everybody! Bling!
There we are, that's a cuckoo. That's a cuckoo that you can call a cuckoo in with that. That does that call twice. And then you have to wait, and the cuckoo that will reply back to you. And then you do it again twice, and that will bring the cuckoo all the way as close as you want that. You can call them in, and then of course you shoot them.
You know when a donkey's unhappy. If a donkey's bad-tempered, it will lay its ears right down like that. Bad-tempered. When they're happy, their ears are usually up or slightly forward like that. But if they're laid right down like that and they're swishing their tail like she is now, that's showing aggression. But their ears have got to be down right flat on their body to show aggression. But normally they're straight up again, like hers, look. They're straight up. Or just flopped out to the side, like that. They flop them out to the side. They're up. But then they flop them out. But they're all up, pricked up, looking happy, like that. But that's the only thing, you've got to watch a donkey when she lays her ears right down like that.
You have to be positive. You have to talk. You must love one another. You must understand. You must communicate. You must read books.
Yeah, for real, man. And we out. Peace.
Yeah. Shut up, Brian. Okay.
On your nose, look, see? Oh, that was a good one, wasn't it?
I always thought they were being aggressive.
No, that's showing affection. Now somebody should put your hand in her mouth, look.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't recommend everybody to do it, but no, you put your hand in your mouth. Yeah, show her your tongue. Let's see your tongue. Come on. Show me your tongue. I want to see your tongue. There he is. Look, I got him. Come on, I want to see your tongue. There you go. Look, there's your tongue.
They don't mind you doing that?
No, I wouldn't recommend him. No, I wouldn't say you do it, but no, they just trust me. You say that's what it is.
There are things about Christmas, about midnight mass on Christmas Eve that I find unbearably emotional. There are Christmas carols or things that one hears traditionally at Christmas, and I tend not to hear these anymore. Try to avoid hearing them because I find them painful. I'm too easily touched.
9 to 12 years ago. 12 birds are calling. How does the first line go? The first year Christmas, my soul of such a meat, and a partridge in a pear tree. No, I can't remember that song.
A partridge in a pear tree, what do you think that's symbolic of?
Oh, I don't know, do I?
What, partridge, it's in a pear tree.
No idea. I mean, look at state of it. 5 gold rings.
No, just a minute.
Ladies dancing, Lord sleeping.
No.
A partridge in a pear tree. I've no idea.
You're leaping ahead.
I don't know.
Why would somebody want a partridge in a pear tree?
A partridge in a pear tree, that's where partridge live in it.
In a pear tree?
Do you know where
How many
partridge, do you know where partridge live? No. Shut up then. You have to take the man's word for it.
Whatever.
Let's say your Christmas, my true love give to me a part. Oh, God.
3 French hens. Well, they're just hens that are French, aren't they, really?
But I don't see the relevance.
That wouldn't be so good. 3 elephants, would it?
I said relevance, not elephants.
Oh, right.
On the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me. Sorry, I had to cut it.
2 turtle doves. Some type of weird genetic experiment. I don't know. A dove and a turtle mixed together in some laboratory. I don't know.
Now, if you opened the door and there was 4 birds calling, you'd say, who sent you?
The 3 kings brought gifts to the baby Jesus.
Yeah, frankincense, gold and myrrh.
Yeah.
Not PlayStation, iPod and I don't know, I can't think of a third one.
And they'd say, well, your true love sent us round. We're just calling, see if you're okay. Everything's alright at Christmas. Do you need anything?
It's on the 5th day of Christmas. My true love gave to me 5 golden rings. Calling birds, 3 French hens.
And what about the 12 days of Christmas?
Oh, yes.
Do you know that?
Yes. Do you want me to sing it all? It'd take me forever.
So I get a little sniffly.
You come to interview me and you're allergic to dogs. No wonder you're feeling a bit sniffly. Oh dear, so funny.
On the 5th day of Christmas, 4 calling birds, 2 French hens, 3... Oh God, I missed it again. Thought I was getting a bit better, we're going down.
6 geese are laying.
We're just laying. We're
yeah, man, just hanging it.
Laying.
Yeah, man.
We are geese and we are just laying. We're just laying.
You dig?
Yeah.
On the 9th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 9 ladies dancing, 2 geese are laying, 5 gold rings on a partridge in a pear tree.
On the 10th day of Christmas, my true love sent to me 10 lords a leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a milking, 7 swans a swimming, 6 geese a laying, 5 gold rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves,
7 swans are swimming. As swans do.
Yeah, swimming, that's the thing. Unless it's ice.
8 maids a milking,
2 French hens.
8 maids a milking, out in the meadow.
Some women in white tops and hay. Hay, lots of hay and cows. And more cows and maids.
Others.
Milking. Others. Get my gun. Nurse. Where's my tablet?
song at all the 12 days of Christmas. I find it really irritating. The words are daft, 5 gold rings and all that.
Happy Christmas, everybody. Happy Christmas.
I don't think some very sincere, did it?
Well, it was.
Happy Christmas and enjoy yourselves, and don't forget the true meaning of Christmas.
No.
My Christmas message to the world is love your family, love your friends, love your animals, and love life to the full, because life is so exciting and so enjoyable, and the more you put into it, the more you get out of it. Life's just so fantastic. 10 drummers drumming.
Just thinking about partridges.
Well, stop thinking about partridges.
Is it in danger as a species?
Can you be quiet now, please?
Is it edible? On the first day.
My Christmas message to the world is speak to each other, talk, communicate. It's good to talk. It's great to have a conversation. If you talk more, I think there won't be so many problems. And let's share the wealth. We all live on the same planet. We're all the same people.
love each other.